Today I'll be talking about losing parts of pain, breaking the link between abuse, stress, and overeating, which is a self-help book written by Doreen Virtue, a famous psychiatrist. So she wrote this book in 1991 as a way to help abused and traumatized people who are overeating because of these traumas cover the real problems linked with their abuse. This is Doreen Virtue, and she also has some problems which she discusses in the book, and she used positive thinking to solve them. So, in chapter 1, she states that every extra pound equals a pound of emotional pain. That is that every time a person becomes traumatized, they start eating because they see food as the only source of happiness and comfort. As such, they become obese, and with every pound they put, they become more and more discriminating, which makes them more depressed and makes them eat more. And this is a continuous cycle that's hard to break. So she also describes FATS feelings, which is an acronym for fear, anxiety, tension, and shame, which are the main feelings that these people experience. If they seek help and go to a psychotherapist, this can lead to forgiveness, acceptance, and trust of yourself. And after all it's over and the pain is released, they forget all that stuff. And one study also found that the rates for mood disorders and psychiatric illnesses is 5 times greater in obese people than in normal people. And also 20% of American women have eating disorders and are also victims of sexual abuse. And adolescents who overeat have the 250 times more life stress than normal people. So in chapter 2, she discusses the most common form of emotional abuse, which is neglect. That is when parents don't take care and ignore the child. She describes 2 syndromes, which are the Raggedian syndrome, which states that people, no matter how they look, how people describe them, they will always have a negative view of themselves. And the parentified phenomenon, when some people, when they're very, very young, from about 4 or 5 years old, they're forced into knowing the concept of parenting and what it takes to be a parent, which puts a lot of stress on them. And also people lack an emotional connection later in life and either seek food as an emotional suppressor or meaningless relationships with other people which don't last long. Doreen states that having positive thoughts and encouraging affirmations about oneself can help immensely on the psychological factor about losing weight. She says that when you're happy and when everything goes right, it means that the universe lets you know that you're on the right track in life, that you continue on that track. But when everything goes wrong and you're sad and everything's jumpy and bumpy, then it means that you're on the wrong track and you need to change something in your life. She also states that sometimes stress and abuse are self-imposed because people blame themselves instead of others for their misfortune. And she also states that the differences between stress and abuse help see the difference if you're under stress or if you have been abused. Stress is unavoidable, while abuse isn't. Stress doesn't mean that your rights are being violated, it just means that you are overworked, but abuse does. Stress can increase your self-esteem and strength because what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, while abuse tears you down and makes you psychologically ill. And to combat stress eating, you need to make personal changes like, change your diet or exercise. While to combat abuse, you need to remove yourself from the abuser with the help of a psychotherapist. And kids raised in protective families are often shielded from stress, and when they become adults at 18 or 20 years old and go to college, they experience an immense shock that can leave similar traumas on them. So one of the main problems is also sexual abuse, especially in children. And the phenomenon playing doctor is sometimes harmful and sometimes not. Playing doctor means that two kids explore each other's sexuality in a sort of playful way, which is not harmful if they're both just curious. But when an older person does that on a kid, then that's harmful and abusive. She also says that children who are abused are often threatened by the older people who say, for example, if you say somebody, I'll kill you, and hide their emotions and what happened from other people. And they pass all their life traumatized without anybody knowing. And that's pretty much it. So in chapter 6 through 8, she says that psychological sexual abuse is also a thing, and that traumatic episodes include, among else, when somebody touches you in inappropriate places, even if you don't want to, when somebody rapes you, if it's a family member or a stranger, and incest. People who are victims of those episodes often develop eating disorders or addictions, alcoholism, sleep disorders, sexual difficulties, and body image concerns. So in chapter 9, she discusses how people can solve these problems. So when you go to a psychotherapist, you need to relive through hypnosis these unpleasant memories, even if you're gonna experience some troubled emotions. Because when you relive an emotion that has been suppressed by your brain, it's not very pleasant. So some false therapists, which are not very experienced and only care about your money, will force you into thinking that you have been abused when in fact you weren't, and will induce false memories which can create very negative consequences about the wrong reasons. So in chapter 10, she discusses again the fat feelings, which are fear, anger, tension, and shame. Fear itself can manifest as insecurity, walking on eggshells, which means that when your abuser is happy and content, you try to keep him content, and they're always scared that you'll do something that will make him angry, he'll beat you or abuse you. And it can also express a generalized fear, which is a constant feeling of anxiousness, abandonment fears, existential fears, control issues, you lack control of yourself, of your actions, you can't concentrate, you can't focus. And intimacy fears, which means that you can't have a normal relationship with basically anyone. Anger, it sometimes gets harmfully turned inwards instead of being put outwards, and the pain doesn't get released. And it can have a very negative effect on your nerves. Tension is identifiable with too much stress. She says that good diet and exercising, also meditation, can help prevent it. And shame, it's the worst of all, which is a feeling of self-blame and self-disgust that these people wrongfully put on themselves, which in fact is not their fault at all. And to turn around these feelings, acceptance and responsibility of your fears and your feelings are the first steps toward the cure. In chapter 11, she discusses that to break the pound or pain cycle, she resorts to positive affirmation and the power of visualization. Positive affirmation is when you use some phrases like I'm good, I'm a good person, I can do it, everything is going well, to make you feel better. And the power of visualization is when you visualize yourself already succeeding, it will help you to succeed eventually. So in chapter 12, she discusses the difference between a good therapist and a bad therapist. A good therapist will make you feel better, accepted, it will make you feel self-love, you'll sleep soundly, you'll have less compulsions, you won't overeat, you'll be able to concentrate and focus. While a bad therapist, like I said before, will induce false memories in you. It will just assume that just because you are overweight, you have been sexually abused, which is not true. And she states that if you want to find a psychotherapist, you should not stop until you find a good one, because a bad one won't make anything good for you. In chapter 13, she links that the types of food that overeaters eat are linked with the main emotions that they feel. So when somebody eats chocolate or ice cream and sweet food, it means that they have love deprivation and need emotional contact with someone. Whilst those who eat spicy food and junk food, it means that they are dull, that they lack tension and excitement, and are often depressed. So in chapter 14, she discusses that in some people who have very good grades, who behave nicely, people, especially family members, put great expectations in them, which only grow exponentially. These people can't handle it anymore, so in a way to rebel against these expectations, they start to eat in secret, they feel self-blame because of this, they eat more. And which can also lead to them behaving in a bad way, and these expectations are often destroyed. So in the final chapters, from 15 to 17, she condemns sodas, which only make you fat and have lots of sugar, and advises people to drink half a gallon of water daily, which is the minimal requirement. She states also that when both parents are alcoholics, kids who are of these parents have a chance of greater than 50% of becoming alcoholics themselves, like their parents. She also advocates the intelligent use of scales. She states also that weight fluctuations are normal, so when you weight yourself, if the difference is sometimes from some kilos, it's normal. It's nothing to worry about. She says also that the scale should be stationary, because if you weigh yourself on the second floor or the first floor, it will show different weights. And you should only weigh yourself once daily and keep a positive attitude, because the results will come in time. She ends the book with encouragement to people to pursue their happiness and wishes them good luck, because they have the right to be happy in life and experience everything joys that comes with having normal weight. Well, thanks for watching.